Hello, hello, hello. My friend there, what is his name? Well, see, that's the hello that he remembers. So hello, well, welcome again to Talk Shop, where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where they may. And as I always say on this show, truth crash to the earth shall rise again. Hello, hello. Today we're going to have a very, very, very interesting discussion, as we always do on Talk Shop. But before we do, we're going to take a commercial break. But let me tell you something. My KSM NDCO, is he an NDC? Is that my bre? So let me tell you something, folks. Let's take a commercial break. And for the first time from the horse's own mouth, when we return from the commercial, I'm going to end all this debate. Those who say we know so NDC, almost say we suspect so NDC, whatever it is, no. From the horse's own mouth. After the commercial break, am I NDC or not? Yanko commercial break, bar. The rest will follow. But I'll tell you, from me, Amano. Stick around, folks. We shall be right back.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek, a most respected hotel. 055 039 5007.
Yellow. Well, I promised you that when we come back from the commercial, finally, my bread. Oh, KSM SHOW. What is this debate about? So today I intend to answer you on this show because thanks to, I think the name is Joyce Yeboah. Joyce Yeboah, if you're listening, won't you answer that question you? Because number one, you say, you know, I'm working for my paymasters, number one tick, and then me NDC, number two tick. So finally, I'm going to tell you folks, listen to this folks. I like Jesus Christ too. Mamika way to start, you know, I am not your typical Christian. I'll tell you that for sure. And in subsequent programs, you know, say, I'm not a typical Christian. But there's something that Jesus used to do that I love so much. And today, with all permission to Jesus, I want to copy it. You know, sometimes when people ask Jesus Christ questions, his answer will be a counter question. And Jesus, when the boss, Jesus, will be sent as someone, he will answer with a counter question. And I don't know. We'll be sent as some, and he answering you, no, so a bisa was some. Would you answer no bisa no? Then you go and think. Okay? So you are asking whether KSM is NDC or KSM is alleged to be NDC. This is my answer, Joyce. Maybe I don't know. And I'm man enough to say, maybe I'm ignorant of certain things. I'm man enough to admit it. Maybe I don't know. But please, Joyce, with you and all of you people out there wondering where KSM belongs or assuming where KSM belongs, Please tell me, is there a law or is it anywhere in the Constitution that says that being an alleged NDC is a crime? Question, no. If there's a law in the statute books or the law in the Constitution that says if you are NDC or if you are alleged to be NDC, it is a crime. And that crime can be considered a treason. Somebody that can say, not only a crime, but the crime can be considered a treason. If there's a law like that, and in your own mind, I am in violation of a law because you consider that I've done something that is treasonable, arrest me. Come to my gate, come to my office, come to wherever I am with summons, subpoena from the court. KSM, we have come to arrest you. Oh, Missy, why? What did I do? You have committed a crime. And this crime amounts to treason. Oh, please. What did I do? We suspect you're NDC, and that's a crime. If that's what you think, if that's what you suspect, please, I expect you to arrest me. Now I'm in criminal court because I've committed a crime. Now I'm going to charge me and then try me. Okay? But anything short of that, then leave me alone. I can be MPP, I can be CPP, I can be NDC, I can be GOM, I can be you. Whatever it is my right and my freedom to be. But if, however, you have determined that I belong to a particular party, that's a crime. Please come and arrest me for the crime. Otherwise, leave me alone. I really didn't want to respond to any, because I've been hearing this for almost 2 decades now. My breath. Completely saying, but I think it's good for me to respond now. So I've responded, and that's the end of it. So from now on, but let me tell you something, folks. If I say anything on Talk Shop that you disagree with, that's fine, Massa. You're not supposed to agree with everything I say. If there's anything I have said and you disagree with, I'm happy to know. Am I the wisest person? No. So I can make mistakes. It's very easy for me to confuse things and make mistakes. Me a nipa. And guess what? I see myself as a nipa. So I can make mistakes. And I'm willing to hear anybody out who says, KSM, you have made a mistake. When you want to attack me, this is the way you should do it. KSM, this is what you said. You said A, B, C, D, it was a lie. And this is why it was a lie. And then I can't argue with you. If your evidence is correct, trust me, I'll come and apologize. Oh, Charlie, it has been pointed out that I did this, and I've realized that it was wrong. I was mistaken. So Ghanaians, forgive me. I didn't know. Nobody dies. That's how I was raised. When I know I've done something wrong, I'll easily apologize. The other day, somebody pointed out to me that the first female Minister of Education was not Nana Pukwajimai. I immediately conceded and thanked the person for correcting me. Sana Miteo. So please, this is a tip to all of you who want to come against me, who want to attack, who want to do whatever. Please, the best way to attack me, list everything and say, KSM, you were wrong. This is why you were wrong. What kind of way, anyway. These are the things you said, and they are all wrong. Because this is the actual facts on the ground, backed with evidence. And that's the best way to attack me. But trust me, the way to attack me is not say, oh, NDC. That is so lame. Joyce, L-A-M-E. Go and find out the dictionary explanation of what a lame is. That is so lame. Who was so attacking me? Come with something substantial. They weren't true. You have misled the people. And then tell me why they were not true. Then let me read it and understand. I made a mistake here. I will apologize. Nothing wrong. The second thing you said was that I'm doing my master's bidding. that too. It's so lame. Say something. Who is my master? And what is my master's bidding? Those two questions I'm asking you, please respond to me. Who is my master and what is my master's bidding? So far as I'm concerned, me back here, when I come here, I tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may. Please, if I'm doing something and I'm deceiving people, tell me exactly what I've done to deceive them and explain the level of the deceit. Then I'll back off. But to tell me a lame thing, like, I know you're doing your master's bidding, and then Pacho, you're lame. So I've had enough with you and of you. Let me move on now. The show is Talk Shop, where we tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may. Today, I apologize that I have to spend so much time talking about this, if you will, needless accusation. I only commented on it because Matia Bre, and I don't want to even give you the history of how much of it I've heard. I don't want to give you the history of when I started, way back in 1996, how people were lambasting me. And they actually said, sir, MPP, Akofa Obifri Abuchira Bagana, to come and terrorize J.J. Rollins. Me, you see MPP that they may buy Ghana because I'm terrorizing J.J. Rollins. Maybe you are too young to remember, so I forgive you. But I want you to get a sense that in this country, it is very, 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 very difficult to tell the truth and stick to a path. Because there are many, many, many sycophants out there who do not listen to what you're saying, but are sycophantic about their party, and anything you say is subject to attack. So I'm used to it, man. I'm used to it. And I'm expecting even more. But the only thing I can assure you is that nothing will change the course. Thank you. We will keep telling the truth and let the chips fall where they may. I'm sorry. That's just it. Okay? What I want to talk about today, folks, is this. I'm not against any administration. I am for the government of Ghana. I am not against any administration. I am pro-Ghana. Let me tell you something. It's very, very little. So let me tell you, I'm 67 plus. Come December 5th, let me be 68. I've been through all kinds of administrations, man. I didn't see too much of Nkrumah rule as much, but I've read. But Nkrumah rule. Nkrumah left, then came the NLC. I experienced the NLC. NLC left and handed over to the Progress Party. I experienced the Progress Party. But I've had chance to read and review. So I've experienced the NLC. National Liberation Movement, they handed over to the Progress Party. Progress Party stayed in power until we handed over to PNC. The man stayed in power until the AFRC came, and blah, 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 blah. The end of it is I've experienced everything. So let me tell you two things today. Based on my past, I know what has been. H-A-S, has. I experienced it all many years. I know what has been. And number two, I am now alive and living in it. So I know what is being. I know what has been. I know what is being. And the third part, which we all don't know yet, is what it is to be. So folks, when I come here on Talk Shop, I am only talking about, I know the past, I know the present, going forward, what do I hope for? And that should be the dream of every Ghanaian. Some of you were not born in the past, so forget it. Some of you know only the present. That's okay. But I think the most important thing is the future. I know what has been. I know what is now. And now I'm talking about what will be. That's all. And if perhaps what I want in the future does not coincide with yours, it's okay. Keep your future and let me keep mine. So to my dear Joyce, You want to know my paymaster? Not just you, but you and the many others who are concerned about my paymaster. Let me tell you today, emphatically, my paymaster is Ghana. I'm not talking about the government or the administration. No. My paymaster is Ghana. Why? Because I know where Ghana has been. I know where Ghana is now. And I know where I want Ghana to be. So Ghana is my paymaster. Everything I talk about, whether we agree or we won't agree, it doesn't matter. I am pro-Ghana. I'm sorry. Anything you talk about, once it's a pro-Ghana, trust me, you have KSM support. That is why in the beginning, let me quote here, in the beginning, when Anadu said, yes, come mine, yet is so. And so you soon here. I was like, wow, what level of intelligence. It is so true. Let me echo what Nanado said. Ye sika mine. Yet sika so. And so you soon here. That is the most pro-Ghana statement I have ever heard. But it's 67, no. At the time he learned that I wasn't 67, I was somewhere earlier on in my 60s. But I said, yes! No kure! Yet sika so. Yenye ohia mine. Underline this, and it should all be in capitals. Yenye ohia mine. So why are we crying of poverty? Why are we crying of poverty, folks? We are only crying of poverty because it is Ikaso, and so Yadwenu Nyejuma. Was it Bob Marley? He said, in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. In the abundance of water, busu, water everywhere, but the fool is thirsty. And he summed up everything. Everything. The Nando can say, Yetisikaso, Yenyu Hiamano. And Bob Marley said in his words, in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Okay? So I want you to understand this. When this statement was made by Nanado, I was all for it. Why? Because it was pro-Ghana. Me, I'm for Ghana. We are dying. We are dying. I am for Ghana. And no matter how bad we are, no matter how bad things look, yes, we see a chair and yet they cry, why not free? I don't have any other choice but to be pro-Ghana because we have to make it work. Okay? So please, I am pro-Ghana. So if you want to criticize me, I love that you come and say, KSM, the kind of way there's very anti-Ghana, M1 Ghana, and I say M1 Ghana. But please, don't think you're insulting me when you say, who cares, and we NDC. What rubbish. Who cares that they are woman NDC fans? Because I'm only speaking sense of what we should turn around to get Ghana in the right direction. So if in your mind the sense that I'm speaking to get Ghana in the right direction makes me NDC, then you are doing publicity for the NDC. Whatever you want to do is your baby. Pacho, please. We have come a long way at this country. Let me give just a little bit of advice to those who handle our presidents. And this, trust me, I know what has been minimum. I know what we are going through minimum. And I'm only talking about what I want us to be. So please pay attention to this that I'm telling you. And I'm talking especially to the presidential candidates. And especially to the presidential candidates now. Especially to you. Folks, listen to this. Some of you who are die-hard MPP, sycophants, KSM, or whatever you may choose to say, that's your problem. But this is what I want to tell you. If you are in power, I'm telling this to Nana Akufo-Addo, His Excellency the President, and Bawumia, His Excellency the Vice President, that when you are in power, the best advice that you can take comes from people who are bold enough to point your wrongdoings to you. That is to Nana Addo and Bawumia. And to all those who are aspiring to be presidents, Mahama, Cheddar, Gum, Chiabosum, everybody, I don't know who the list is, who are aspiring to take this advice, please. The best advice you should open your ears to is not around your praise singers. But your praise singers, no, they are the ones that will lead you to doom. Please keep in mind, say, your praise singers are all Ghanaian. And keep in mind, say, Ghana for Nyachum. Most of us are Nyachum. What I mean is that most of us Ghanaians are hypocrites. So to Nana Addo, Your Excellency, to Bawumia, the Vice, let me tell you, look out for your close surroundings. They are the ones doing you, you know. Yeah, can be there, but they won't say, if you think that we are the ones who hate you, then I feel sorry for you. Stick with those who love you, and sooner than later you realize the outcome of those who love you. Let me tell you what a typical Ghanaian is. Maybe you don't remember or you have forgotten because power there. Maybe you have the power now, so you don't remember what a typical Ghanaian is. Ghanaians don't say no. Ghanaians will tell you whatever you want to hear. Smart the Mekano. Ghanaians will tell you whatever they think you want to hear. They will never say no. And this is just by the side. You know, sometimes my wife will attack me on one or two issues. Let me go for no. Then you know what my wife tells me. Look, that's what she tells me. Because all those people that you have surrounding you, your friends, and they are younger than you, and all of that, almost boost so much, they won't say anything. So me, when I'm telling you, listen to me. Okay? So the lesson I've learned from my wife is this. No cre pano dear. No cre. You need somebody who's very close to you, who loves you, understands you, to point out what you're doing and tell you, Chale, you are wrong. But you don't get that from the average Ghanaian. So, Mr. President and Mr. Vice, those who have surrounded you closely, watch out for them. Pacho, look, you may be doing the wrong things, but you're the president. Hey, what do you become them? So they look at you, fili, when you waiting for a while. Fili. Also, Mr. President, you are wise. Catch them on. Ghana for Mutias, catch them on. Tell them. And they will edge you on. The close people around you, that's what they will do. Oh, don't mind them. NDC4, don't mind them. They are not even. Catch them on. That's the close ones around you. But let me tell you the shocking part, Mr. President. The same people, Nipakro now, who are very close to you, who will tell you and edge you on. When they edge you on to do the wrong thing, then they go and hang out with their friends. Charlie, Nipa we there. I don't know what to tell them. Oh my goodness. Then they will go and hang out with people and start blasting you. Say, oh, you can't quite they are the same people who hang out with you and edge you on. Patronima, that's a typical Ghanaian. So media makamasimo, whether fancy KSM or Tammy or you're against, whatever you want to do, fine. Open, so I take my advice. Okay? Mr. Vice President, you want to be president of Ghana. Madam Fo, it is not a joke. Being president of Ghana is not a joke. And you are in a very, very, very funny position. Because in your mind, in order to be president, you must do all you can to disassociate yourself from what your own boss, Nana Akufo-Addo, did. More first year no mommy. Because the reason behind that is that Nanado had the steer. He didn't drive in the right direction, but you want to prove to Ghanaians that a medium in bar, I will drive in the right direction. So you're pleading to Ghanaians, so move first year, no mommy. Nami Chicano. Move first year, no mommy. Nami Chicano. Mr. Vice, when you find yourself in a position where you have to disassociate yourself from your boss in order to make your case, and don't find it very, very tricky. So me, the advice I'm giving you, and to the handlers around you, may part show, handlers, use your common sense. Should I repeat that? Handlers, use your common sense. Your candidate is going to Bono. You know it didn't come to you by surprise, though. If it came to you by surprise, then you are useless. But you know ahead of time that your counselors are going to be talking to the nurses in advance. What an intelligent handler would do. Me glasses no. Me and just many bro. Once when my red. What the handler would do in a case like this, you get to Bono in advance. You send your advance party to meet with the nurses. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. There's no time limit. Meet with the nurses. Talk with the nurses or the nursing students. Find out what their problems are. What is really irking them to talk about? Handless, that is your responsibility. And yes, you can know. Some of you say, yes, kind of banty, it's kind of wow. You don't think. Go and hang out with the nurses and do a recce. Find out what they are saying. Then you go back to your boss. Hey, Mr. President, actually they are not very happy that they don't have the allowances, so they are all complaining. And since we haven't paid the allowances, let us prepare a good answer to give them. That is what you do as a handler. Me patcho mu nyina mo from handlers in Remy, I'm on free training. Me zika bia me pemusika china. Just bring me your handlers. Let me give them free training on how not to embarrass your candidate. Because more embarrassing candidate, no. I give you free training on how not to embarrass your candidate. Go there, do a recce, find out what they are thinking. Come back and tell your candidate, Charlie, this is where they are minded. This is what they are looking for. This is where you should angle your thing. But now that you come and, oh, Charlie, be okay. Go and talk to the nurses, promise them allowance. Mukika can see who's your candidate went there, promise them allowance. Mahama can go to her when to me and yet buy. That's a promise.
When my opponent was in government, he abolished the nursing training allowances. And we said, we will restore the nursing training allowances. And we have restored the nursing training allowances.
We open the floor to question and answers. Just take a quick break and listen to what the lady asked. Take a wee break.
My name is Abdulalim Jaria, an SC student from Techima Nkobo NMTC. The question I want to ask is, when are we getting alawa? Since I started my school, since first year, I've not gotten alawa until now, and I'm in my last semester now. And some of us are not being able to pay our school fees. Next week like this, we'll be writing our exams. Those who will not be able to pay their fees will be sacked. They wouldn't be allowed to write exams. So if the alawa were given to us, they would have been able to pay their fees. So my question is, when are we getting alawa?
Thank you.
You see, her first question was, Charlie, allowances now, we don't even know what you're talking about because we haven't received any allowance in all these years. You see the embarrassment you put the vice in? Major embarrassment. And he was even fumbling to give an answer. Oh, when I get to Accra, I will go and look at the Ministry of Finance and make sure that this is true. Make sure that your allowances are received.
I think that is a question I will take to the Ministry of Finance. I wasn't sure of where you were with your alawa, but I think that I will check with the Ministry of Finance immediately I return, and I will make sure that they pay you your alawa if it has not been paid. I will push it. I'll push it for you.
Pacho, this is what we that you call against advise you. Make your candidate look good. That's all. The bottom line of everything you're doing as presidential handlers or vice presidential handlers is how to make your candidate look good. That's all. So forget about all the money you are chopping and concentrate. Say, what are we creating to justify the nyafu eating? And the only thing you are requested to create is to create a situation where you don't embarrass your candidate. But I'm telling you, folks, maybe you're president. I don't think I'll ever be a president, and I'll tell you the reason why. But if I was ever a president, I will look out for those who are allegedly criticizing me. Is there any truth to what they are criticizing? And I said they are criticizing for criticizing's sake. That I don't believe in. Say I'm going to criticize because we're being party to me criticizing. No, it doesn't make sense. And KSM, I don't do that. I only criticize when I think that there's something you should be aware about. Folks, on my next edition, I'm going to be talking to you something important, very, very important. And I hope all the handlers will be listening about communication. There's something that we call the intent of the communication and the impact of the communication. If you say you're in communication, you don't know anything about intent and impact, you don't know what you're talking about. So I'm going to wrap up for now, but when we come back, just 3 p.m. tomorrow, part 2 will continue. Part 2, I'm going to talk to you about what we mean by intent and impact. The intent and impact. Pacho, all you communicators for the president or for whoever you say you're communicating for, tune in tomorrow for part 2. Now me educate on intent and impact. In the meantime, folks, this has been Talk Shop, where we tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may. And as I always say, truth crash to the earth will what? It will rise again. Stick around. Ochina, 3 p.m. I'll be right back.